Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. I'm Garrett Willis.
And I'm Ganeet Alaria.
It's Friday, February 23rd, and time for today's episode of HHS In Depth.
On today's show, you'll learn about the proper parking lot procedures now that over 800 student parking passes have been distributed this school year.
We'll take a look at the students who call Homestead sporting events on the radio station and what they get out of that experience.
The ever-popular weight and strength class at Homestead is profiled, and you'll see how our student athletes stay in shape in their off-season.
This time of year, our boys and girls swim and dive teams are immersed in a tradition to change their appearance of their hair. You'll learn why this is done and how it helps the teams bond together.
We'll have a student profile over a sophomore who is aspiring to be a musician and is currently in a rock band with other Fort Wayne youths.
And Joe is back to take a look at the weekend weather forecast in Weather or Not.
We'll bring you all those stories and much more, so stay tuned for today's episode of HHS In Depth. With the number of student parking passes reaching an all-time high, reporter Kelsey Nutter caught up with School Resource Officer Mr. Tuttle to learn about the proper parking lot procedures at Homestead High School. Here's the story.
Questions from new drivers have arose this 2018 year pertaining to where you can and cannot park with the Homestead Parking Pass. Officer Tuttle is here to give a quick rundown for students driving to school and the benefits of a Homestead Parking Pass.
Any students with a pay for a Homestead Parking Pass should not park in any yellow stripe, no parking areas. Designated staff lots are not authorized to park anywhere on Southwest Allen County or Homestead property. That also includes the Summit parking lot and the parking lot over by the tennis courts.
Because of the amount of drivers, students may have noticed that when second semester comes around, the lack of parking spots tend to increase.
Generally every year, the parking passes increase significantly, sometimes up to 900 to 1,000 drivers, mainly because sophomores and juniors are getting their driver's license throughout the year, and come spring, we have a lot more kids with driver's license who then want to drive to school and get a parking pass.
With following these couple of easy tips, students can limit their chances at getting in a car accident.
If you can, back into your parking spot. Majority of crashes occur when backing out, so if you back in originally, then you can just pull forward to leave and there's no blind spots or anything. Make sure you're not in a rush when you're leaving. It saves you a few seconds, but you risk damage, injury, and financial repercussions.
The most efficient way of avoiding a collision is for students to be aware when they are driving and limit any and all distractions from the road.
Always drive defensively. What that means is be aware of other drivers and pedestrians of what they're doing, not just your actions. Remember, there's always going to be pedestrians in the parking lot, so you always need to be aware and just assume they're out there. That way you don't run into anybody. So don't drive distracted, don't worry about your radio, stay off your cell phone. I'd say that's probably the biggest one.
Being able to drive to school is a big privilege students are given, so both following the guidelines of the Homestead Parking Pass and following Officer Tuttle's tips, we can make our parking lot safer for student drivers. For HHS In Depth, I'm Kelsey Nutter.
Fridays are laptop restart days. As you're watching the show today, please be sure to shut down your laptop. Go ahead, I'll wait again. Many of the tech issues students report, such as slow downloads, failure to find a printer you need, and buffering videos, can be resolved by doing a full shutdown at the end of each school day. This weekly Friday restart will also help to keep your laptop fully functioning.
Go out and join the Unity Club on Monday, February 26th from 2:45 to 4:30 p.m. in the seminar room in the Freshman Academy. They will be celebrating Black History Month by watching the film Hidden Figures, and pizza will be served.
Interested in the Ireland-England tour? Contact Mrs. Hershey in room 516 for information. This is the last week to register for the trip, so don't miss out.
Homestead will be hosting a college and career fair on March 5th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Over 80 four-year universities, two-year colleges, representatives from various careers, the military, and financial institutions will be participating. For more information, pick up a flyer at Student Services. There will be no charge to attend.
Auditions for the spring musical, Anything Goes, will be Monday and Tuesday, February 26th and 27th, with callbacks on Wednesday, February 28th. Please prepare 16 to 32 bars of an upbeat song. Sign up for a time slot outside of the choir room and see Mr. Shaw if you would like a perusal script.
Many of you have been to multiple football and basketball games this school year, but did you know that there are a group of Homestead students who are working behind the scenes to call each of those games on the radio? Here's reporter Ravneet Pabla with the story over Homestead student sport broadcasters.
The Homestead Sports Broadcasting team is made up of a group of students who all share a love for sports, but most importantly, have the time to share play-by-play of our high school JV and varsity football and basketball teams.
I thought it'd be something cool to do, so when I got here as a freshman, I got introduced to Mr. Schenkel. He got me involved with the program, doing some smaller stuff back then, but I've worked my way up to be able to be the senior sports director this year.
I decided to go on one time, and then over the years my role in the sports broadcasting program has grown, and now I do play-by-play broadcasting.
I was really interested after kind of listening to basketball games and football games throughout my life.
These sports broadcasters share their highlights and one-in-a-life opportunities made at Homestead.
Homestead's football game against Snyder this last September. Really cool experience, getting to sit all the way up in the skybox in Lucas Oil Stadium, looking down over everything.
All around, going to the games, the road trips that we've taken, just the car rides there. We've had some pretty fun car rides. I think that's probably my favorite part.
Just to be able to call the game on the radio for all the people that couldn't make the trip, it was just an incredible experience.
The broadcasting program at Homestead helps students determine their path in high school and outside after their 4 years here.
Classes for communications is to go ask Mr. Schenkel, and if you're not, we'd love to be able to see what you've got. I love being able to talk about sports with others and have sports be a part of my life.
Really been enjoying the sports broadcasting class and the TV broadcasting class. Now I choose this as a profession.
It's a little daunting at first, the idea of going on the radio and the idea that other people are listening in. Once you get used to it, it becomes just normal.
If interested in experiencing broadcasting at Homestead, contact Mr. Schenkel or stop by room 600B. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Ravneet Pabla.
Art Club will be meeting Tuesday, February 27th after school to finish their nature-inspired sculptures.
FCCLA competition is right around the corner, so please stay after school on Tuesday, February 27th if you're going to state. You'll need to complete finishing touches on your state projects and finalize plans for the trip.
Do you love animals like me? Are you interested in learning how you can make a difference for them in your community? Then get out to the first Animal Allies meeting on Monday, February 26th. The meeting will be held in Miss Edie's room 612. All are invited to attend and snacks will be provided.
The boys basketball sectional is next week and tickets can be purchased in the athletic office. Homestead plays Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Huntington North. If they advance, they will play Friday at 7:30 and Saturday at 7.
At Homestead, the advanced level physical education class, Weight and Strength, is a class offered to students and athletes to maintain their shape all year long. To take a look at that class and its benefits, here's reporter Michaela Godfrey.
One of Homestead's more popular electives, Weight and Strength, teaches students lifelong skills and allows them to do what they love while getting stronger every day.
Typical day in Weight and Strength consists of a lot of lifting. I mean, we pretty much lift 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, and then on the extra day, we do some speed and agility work, so we work our quickness and explosiveness.
A typical day in the class, we do one of our 3 main lifts, parallel squat, bench press, and power clean, and we also do little auxiliary lifts that help us get better in the big lifts.
There are multiple ways to join Weight and Strength, but students must complete PE requirements in order to join.
This is an elective course, so you have to pass PE 1 and PE 2, whether that's through the traditional in the school PE classes or whether that's summer PE or online, as well as the waiver. And the waiver, of course, is offered to people who are involved in athletics or activities or band. And you can choose to do that to get a credit for PE, and then that can kick you into my weights class.
Many of the current students are involved in Homestead sports, but they encourage everyone to join.
They should choose to join because it's a great class and you can be fit and healthy and hopefully improve upon your strength as well as be a part of a large group.
They should choose to join because it helps them get stronger for any of the sports that they're in, and it helps them prepare for any students who want to do a sport in college, because you're eventually going to have to do weightlifting.
If you want to get stronger, if you play sports, or if you don't want to play sports, just to have a better physique, I'd recommend joining the class.
If you are interested in joining Weight and Strength, contact your school counselor. For HHS In Depth, I'm Michaela Godfrey.
Every year at this point in the swim season, you may notice a few kids in the building with bleached and dyed hair. But did you know about this yearly tradition from our swim and dive teams? If not, here's more about the story with reporter Jake Dunn.
The Homestead swim and dive teams have had some long-standing traditions, unlike anything else here at Homestead. Both teams will do some crazy things to the hair to show their dedication to their team.
Tradition is just to every year go to someone's house. We all just kind of bleach our hair, some more than others, just because of their darkness of their hair, but we just kind of bleach our hair at somebody's house and have a good time.
The tradition is pretty much we go over to some of the seniors' house like every couple of weeks to evaluate goals, and then we have a goal meeting, we have pizza, we eat dinner, and then we all just kind of have the moms come over and bleach our hair and kind of just start looking like freaks.
Everyone on the team has different reasons for taking part in this tradition, but it is something special to all of them.
We bleach for a couple of reasons. We bleach mostly because it's just kind of something to do. We're kind of like a family-oriented team, and we basically do everything together. We eat at lunch together, we sit in the mornings together, we spend more time at practice and with our family, so it's just something to kind of make us feel like even more like a team than we already are, and it's just kind of a cool experience to do with all our friends.
We do the tradition because it's a fun activity to do, and it makes us get closer, and we all get super messy doing the hair dye and it gets everywhere, and it's just a team bonding thing that we've done for a long time.
This tradition has been a part of Homestead for many years and brings pride to all those involved.
There's a lot of honor and pride that comes with being part of this tradition. Really being part of a Homestead team that has such a tradition is a big honor for us to have. We've had this tradition for probably 20 years at least, probably even more, ever since the early 90s.
While it may seem odd at first, the tradition really can help team success.
It helps us get closer because we're all super excited to do it. We all look disgusting because of the hair dye and everything is everywhere. And it just helps us get along much more, and we get more excited and pumped as a team to go into sectionals and state.
As a result of bleaching their hair, the swim team has had some absolutely ridiculous shave jobs postseason.
Noah Dalton completely takes a razor and is completely bald, not even any hair whatsoever on his head.
Craziest shave I've ever seen was probably last year. Robert Benedict only shaved half of his head and kept the other bleached part on the other half.
So there you have it, Homestead. Now you know what all those bleached head means when you see them in the hallways. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Jake Dunn.
And now here's another student profile over a student at Homestead who is an aspiring musician. Reporter Derek Hockmeyer brings you the story over sophomore Colin Christensen.
You may know Colin Christensen, but you might not know that he has his very own band. Overlook is a local band here in Fort Wayne made up of high school students.
So we started Overlook in August of 2016, about 2 years ago. We had gotten together and we were like, you know what, we need to put a band together that's just as good as we can make it.
I kind of joined the band when I DM'd Colin and asked him if he was starting anything up, and he was just like, yeah, I'm starting this new project with Jimmy Haynes, and I was like, oh, I know him.
I met Jimmy once I got to high school, and in Spanish class he was asking me if I wanted to join a band, and I said, yeah, sounds perfect, so I did.
I joined just because I really wanted to kind of do something in the local music scene that could be really successful, and I think so far we have been.
Each member plays a specific role in the band, which makes it successful.
For like the first few months of the band, I played guitar and there was like no keyboards at all, and then we kind of came to this like point where we wanted to play music that had synthesizers and had organ parts, and I kind of took up that responsibility.
I play guitar and sometimes I sing in the band, mostly on covers though.
I play the bass guitar mostly, and then I also write some of our original songs on guitar.
Before this, with the band, we played downtown a lot of places.
For Fitness Run.
We played at Rock the Plaza, which is right outside the Allen County Library. And
Taste of the Arts.
This block party for a girl who was diagnosed with cancer, we played a set there to raise funds for her, and that was a really great show because it was a really good cause.
We played some parties.
The most successful gig that this band has ever played was at CS3 for Make Music Day last summer.
One time we played this gig at Joseph DeQuee's, and this very friendly man picked up our tip jar and was like, "Hey, how about some money for these boys?" And he kind of like paraded it around, and we racked in some serious dollary dues there.
The band has a new unofficial album, or EP, coming soon.
So yeah, if you want to check us out, our single, Ain't Afraid to Be Your Man, is on any streaming service you can find. We're on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. You can search overlookmusic.com and you can find our website like that.
The new EP will come out probably very early March, and it's all original stuff, all recorded in Carson's basement and mixed by ourselves. So that's really cool. It's all self-done and we really love it a lot.
Overlook strongly suggests that you listen to their new music, and specifically their single, Ain't Afraid to Be Your Man. For HHS In Depth, I'm Derek Hockemeyer.
There's no 2-minute drill this week, but be sure to check it out next week, as I will have a story over the Homestead hockey team, which will be gearing up for the state tournament next weekend. But here are some additional Homestead sports news announcements.
Girls tennis players. Mandatory team meeting for both players and parents will be at 7 p.m. Tuesday, February 27th in the community room at Homestead. Team info, including tryouts, schedule, and uniforms, will be discussed. You must have a physical, concussion, and sudden cardiac arrest form turned in through the athletic director's office before you can practice. If you have any questions, see Coach Stumpf in room 201.
Anyone interested in trying out for the boys golf team this spring needs to attend a brief call-out meeting on Monday, February 26th in room 422 at 3 p.m. Tryout expectations and procedures will be covered at this meeting. We also want to wish good luck to the Spartan men's swim and dive team members who are participating at the state meet this weekend in Indianapolis. Also, lastly, congratulations to Principal Mr. Ginder, who obtained his doctorate from Purdue University earlier this week.
And now to take a look at this weekend's weather forecast, here's Whether or Not with Joe Swimiller.
Hello, Homestead. My name is Joe Swimiller, and we're back with another edition of Whether or Not. It's warmed up recently, so you know, the weather's definitely changed in that way. So let's go see what the weather's like. Today we'll see some scattered showers with a high of 48 and a low of 37. Tomorrow will be some straight up rain with a high of 49 and a low of 38. And on Sunday will be a cloudy day, a very cloudy day, with a high of 48 and a low of 30. Well, that's all the weather for this weekend, Homestead. Until next time, catch you on the flip side. See you later.
That wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Garrett Willis.
And I'm Lee Alaria. Thank you for watching today.
And now here is this week's Pictures of the Week.
To have your photo in the running for Picture of the Week, just email us a high-resolution photo in landscape mode with your name and grade level to hhsindepth@gmail.com.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to Homestead's radio station, The Point, 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next Friday.
Someone familiar, but surely not me. Foreign candidate, look how old and cold and tired and lonely he's become. Not until you see there's a price tag hanging off of heaven. all that fun. Uh-oh, looks like I'm seeing more of my own.